So in my last pin mail from Disneyland Paris video, I had mentioned that I was expecting another pin pickup coming soon, and it just arrived the other day. I am so excited for this pin because it is probably one of the most adorable pins that I've ever seen, and probably the cutest pin that's been released recently. It is a Stitch pin, and so I don't have a whole bunch of Lilo and Stitch pins, so at the end of this I'm also going to do a little mini Lilo and Stitch pin collection video. But I can't wait to show this pin. Prepare yourself for this cuteness. This adorable pin has Stitch holding little Scrump, and then you also have a little duckling there. This pin was picked up for me by Cecily, who's on Facebook, so thank you so much for that. And this pin also arrived super quickly. It took less than a week to arrive from Paris to get to here. And so I've been having a lot of really good luck with how speedy pins have been shipping from Paris. But when I saw this pin on the Disneyland Paris pin release flyer, I knew I had to have it because, like I said, even though I don't really collect Stitch, I don't have a huge Stitch collection, this is just one of the cutest pins I've ever seen. And even though this is an open edition, this is one of those pins in Paris that will sell out pretty quickly. So I think it's sold out or temporarily sold out, but since it's an open edition, they always put them back in stock eventually. But you can tell why this was a pretty popular pin release. In Paris there, this is the equivalent of a green pin, so I'll write what that is in euros here. And let's take it out of its plastic for the very first time. It's kind of nice that the Paris pins come with the extra little plastic around them. Adds a little bit more protection, I guess. So here is our little Stitch and Scrump and ducklings. You have the Disneyland Paris exclusive backer card, so you know that this is only from Disneyland Paris. But I just love it so much. I'd say the pin itself is also a really nice size. The quality though is definitely not as nice as the Hong Kong exclusive pins are. This quality I'd say is a bit more similar to the US parks, where the enamel on this is super scratchy and definitely has no gloss to it. But like there's no paint dips or anything, so you know it's still decently nice, or like nice enough for today's standards. And then here's the back of the pin. You have your Disneyland Paris logo. And it's super hard to tell, but it almost looks like it says 2018 on there. Right? Doesn't that look like 2018? So I'm guessing maybe new pins that are coming out are already rolling out with the New Year's back stamp. But so now I wanted to share the rest of the Lilo and Stitch pins that I do have. Since it's a little small side collection, there are probably a million Stitch pins out there, especially back in the Disney auction pin days. There were so many Stitch pins, and there's also so many really cool old open edition Lilo and Stitch pins. And those are the ones that I really like to find. Since in the parks today there are some Stitch pins, but definitely not as much as there used to be. But this guy is gonna look so cute with my other pins. I wanted to start off with this Lilo and Stitch pin because this is my one and only Disney Auctions pin that I have. So Disney Auction pins were the predecessor before there was Disney Store or Disney Shopping online. They had them based, I think it was through eBay. I'm not sure if it was a separate site, but there were a whole bunch of these Disney auction pins, really nice sized pins, really nice quality, and often quite low limited edition sizes. So I love this classic pose here with Lilo and Stitch. And this one is a limited edition of 1,000. And you can see this is what the backs of the Disney auction pins look like. They have a little auctioneer's gravel, and then it reads Disney Auctions Exclusive. So there are so many really awesome old Lilo and Stitch Disney Auctions pins out there. The only thing is that those pins are pretty expensive and rare, so a bit too pricey for me to be able to add to my collection. This one is a classic Stitch open edition that they had in the parks for quite a number of years, and I think they have slightly different color variations depending on when they were released. But this shows Stitch as a tourist with his Mickey ears and Mickey shirt, and he's got 2 ice creams. This is an even older open edition Stitch pin from 2004, and he's holding the little frog. I think this one is really neat because Stitch is in his alien form with all his arms and legs and his little antenna sticking out. And I think this pin would also be such a cute match for how Stitch is holding Scrump and the ducklings. Really, really adorable. This pin here I love so much. It is a Lilo Pin Trader Delight from the Disney Studio Store Hollywood. Looks like Lilo is holding a little pineapple float. She is in her cute little hula costume. And then this one is a limited edition of 400, and you can see the ice creams on the back of it from the DSSH pins. Here we have an old cast lanyard Lilo and Stitch pin from 2005. Cast lanyard pins were the predecessor to hidden Mickey pins. Here they already have the little hidden Mickeys on them, but as you can see on the back that this says cast lanyard series instead of what would be now today a hidden Mickey number of some pin. But I love this pin because it's got just about the whole gang on it, and they're riding the monorail, which I love the monorail so much. Stitch has his Mickey ears on, you got Lilo, Nani, David, and then you even have the silhouettes of Pleakley and Mickey back there. So this is a really neat cast lanyard. This is another pair of awesome old open edition pins, I believe from 2003. So you have Lilo with Scrump under a palm tree and Stitch with a ukulele. I got this Lilo and Scrump pin in a trade, and then I saw that somebody was selling this Stitch pin, and I didn't know that they were a pair together, so I was really excited to have both of them. These old pins are pretty interesting because they're actually pretty smooth in front. You don't really feel the enameled fill lines, but they're really nice because they're quite glossy. And then finally, another old open edition from 2003. This is the Lilo and Stitch Family Thanksgiving pin. So I think this pin is so funny because it's styled right after the Freedom from Want painting by Norman Rockwell. That's the classic painting you've probably seen that looks like this. But you have Stitch with a turkey, Cobra Bubbles, Jumba, and again you got Nani, David, Lilo, and Pleakley. I think it's a really funny twist on Americana. So these are all my Lilo and Stitch pins and my adorable Stitch pin mail from Paris. Stitch is definitely one of the most popular characters to collect, so let me know if you do collect Stitch because there are so many really awesome Lilo and Stitch pins out there. Thanks for watching! I hope you enjoyed this video, and please do consider subscribing if you'd like to see more Disney and pin related content. And I hope you have a Zip-a-Dee-Doo Disney day!